I love saying to companies when I go in, if I ever hear we're a family here, I'm like, can we just kill that right now? Because I don't know about you, I don't really enjoy hanging out with my family. And I mean that with love. But you know, like Thanksgiving, Christmas time, I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. I love my kids. I love my immediate family. My dad's okay. You know, like I've got like a list. My cousin's great. That's about it. That's about as far as it goes of the ones that I enjoy being with. And it's nothing against them. It's just after years and years of being together, these are not the people that I would necessarily choose to spend my time with. I would rather spend time with what I call my family of choice, my friends, the people that I really enjoy hanging out with. And I have a really good friend group. I like telling people we're an elite club. It's a membership only club, and we're all in the club. And as long as you follow the club rules, you are in the club. And if you are in the club, it's like, hello, welcome, good to see you. We've got your favorite chair. Oh, I hope you don't mind. We prepared your favorite dish, sir. And that's kind of like what our club is like in the company. On the flip side, the minute you break a bunch of rules, that you are not welcome anymore, please leave the club. You know, that's right.
Change the password.
Change the password, yeah. And I love that concept as a way of thinking about it. But, you know, in terms of, like, there's the culture, which is the core values. And actually, I do want to check in just with everyone here that's live. We've got a whole bunch of people. Raise your hand if you have core values in your company. Let's see how many of you guys. So it's some of you, not all of you. And you know what's really funny is, because I know a lot of you guys, those of you guys that make the most money, your hand went straight up for your core values. Those of you guys that make less money, your hands didn't go up, or they kind of like, there was a half up. I can't tell you how important it is to get your core values, because when you have your core values and you stick to them, it even helps with customers, because customers will say to you, what's the experience going to be like working with you? What can I expect? And it's really funny. I've been selling a program that has no website, no written material or anything. And I've made probably about $250,000 in the last 7 days selling this program. And the program is sold purely on core values and not on any specific anything else. So essentially I just say, look, the core values of this program are, you can expect this, you can expect this, you can expect this, you can expect this. And they're like, is there any written material? Nope. But these are my core values. This is what I'm going to be following. And you can guarantee that I'm going to go above and beyond to fulfill these core values because it's who I am. Almost every single person that was the right fit was like, hell yeah, I'm in, let's do it. And in doing so, like actually there's one of the guys in the room, and he already knows who he is, but within 24 hours, I've already given him an opportunity to take equity in another company. Because that's what I meant by I'm going to follow my core values. There was no way I was going to write down on a piece of paper, by the way, I'm going to use my own network to see if there are any business owners I know that want to give away equity to have somebody come in and grow their company for them. Because that's a really big promise. But do I know how to fulfill that? Absolutely. Will I be willing to put an amount of time in to keep pushing those things forward? Absolutely. Because I've done my core value criteria. And I'm like, yeah, I think this person matches my core values. I know what my core values are, and the sale can happen. And so for any of you that are like, you know, I really want to make more money, or I really want to grow my revenue, you got to have those core values down. You got to know exactly what they are, and they will make sales for you, not just in terms of looking after your own customers, but in terms of your own staff, but also your own customers. So with that being said, before you guys had core values, what would you say was the moment when you realized, I think I have a problem with the core values in my company, or I need to do something? Like what was like a nightmare scenario you faced?
Well, so I have been a consultant for service-based businesses for about 15 years. Mm-hmm. And there's this one that I've been with for many years, and it keeps evolving and it keeps growing. And then we finally got to this point. We brought in an EOS implementer and all this stuff. And then we had this conversation about core values. I'm like, core values, that's stupid. Like, why do we need that? That's ridiculous. And I fought it, like, well, you got to turn in what you think is the best core values. No, I'm not going to do it. You don't pay me for that. And so I fought it. And then they came up with some core values that were like, okay, and then I joined a mastermind. I joined Apex. And this was like 2 months later, after I was just like, core values are ridiculous. And I'm sitting in a room in Dallas, and then this giant burly gentleman with a huge beard, he comes up and he's like, today we're going to talk about core values. I'm like, crap, this is stupid. Why did I pay for all this? But then as he kept talking, and I started hearing some examples, and it really started sinking into me how essential this was. And I remember there was an example from Sam Smith, who's not in the room, but he normally is here. He shared his his original core values, which were something along the lines of, we're going to show up on time. We're not going to cut corners.
We're never going to fail.
Yeah, we're never going to screw up, And then he went through this exercise and he shared his new core values. And his new core values were, we create excellence. We take care of each other. We lead with empathy, stuff like that. And it was like, that's when it clicked for me, because his original core values were created from spite, and when they evolved, they were created from abundance and creativity. What do I want to give to the world? What do I want to show the world that I'm worth, instead of how do I control my employees better?
Well, what I love is, I love when you can look at a business and you can see the core values of the business owner or the business clearly. So I think one of my favorite examples of core values is Elon Musk. Elon Musk has kind of become a celebrity at this point, but in his own world, he's a business person. And there's this really cool interview where he's being interviewed about SpaceX. And the interviewer is like a YouTuber who says, oh, have you thought about this situation? It's some kind of engine thing. And you see Elon Musk look at him and go, no. And actually, we need to test that. And you see his face. He goes from business owner, entrepreneur, celebrity to engineer who's trying to solve a problem. And there's no ego. It's just like, yep, that's something we need to test. And what I love about it is it shows you that Elon Musk's prime thing that he cares about is bettering mankind. Not an individual person. He doesn't care about you or me. Yeah. He cares about humanity. He wants us to be able to live on another planet. He wants us to be able to fly, in the solar system. He wants us to be able to have cars that don't need oil. He's looking at what everyone thinks is the biggest problem and he's just trying to solve it. He's also a flawed human being. He fails. He's got a whole bunch of personal issues and he can't handle his dating life. He seriously needs help. Elon, call me if you need help. But I'm just saying that, beyond that, it's really clear what his core values are. And whether he says them or not is kind of irrelevant. And I think that's what it truly means with core values. When people meet me, they always say the same thing. They're like, I can tell you care. And that's why lead with empathy is one of my biggest. I truly care. If you have a problem, I really want to help you. At my core, I want to help. It isn't about the money. It's about helping. The money is just a nice side effect. And when people can realize who you are, everything else gets so much easier. So how about you, Tim? What would you say?
Well, I think as a leader, accountability, right? If you're going to hold people accountable, you need to hold yourself accountable first. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to core values, one of ours, which is unique, I don't think haven't heard of another company having it. And I'm not going to take credit for it. One of our vice presidents came up with it. We don't work for assholes.
I love that.
Right. So we're not going to go get a contract just to get a job. Right?
Somewhere. Yeah.
It is. And we tell all of our customers the first time we meet with them, you're going to be an asshole to us and our people, then this will be the only job we do with you.
Nice.
We want projects. We want to be part of the team. We don't want people beat up all the way. We want to make this whole project successful. And there's nothing written anywhere. Yeah, we got to work and work hard, but there's nothing written anywhere that says it can't be fun.